Good American Family Ending explained. What happened to Natalia Grace and the Barnetts? On March 14, 2025, Hulu's Good American Family, a six-part limited series about true crime, debuted, and the unique show is based on the contentious real-life story of Natalia Grace. The show, which was written by Emmy-winning Sarah Lambert, blends family sorrow, psychological suspense, and courtroom drama into a single story, and the last episode aired on April 18, 2025. In the Good American Family ending, Natalia is revealed to be a child as her biological mother confirms her true age. Michael and Christine Barnett's irresponsibility may result in legal and public ramifications. The show tackles significant themes for viewers by highlighting the importance of justice, truth, and protecting children in peril. The Hulu drama series Good American Family is based on the true story of Natalia Grace, a Ukrainian child with a rare form of dwarfism, and Christine and Michael Barnett, an Indiana couple, adopted her, and as per the storyline, her originally assumed she was a child. They then claimed that Natalia was a child posing as an adult. They abandoned her to live alone in an apartment after legally altering her age from 8 to 22. The Barnetts version of the tale is presented first in the episode. Natalia, they said, was dangerous and intended to harm their family. However, the narrative turns to Natalia's side later in the series. It demonstrates how difficult it was for her to live alone until being adopted by the Manns, a generous family. After seeing Natalia, a doctor thought she was being neglected. A police probe resulted from this. Natalia speaks out and defends herself on Dr. Phil in the last episode. She disputes all of the grave accusations made against her by the Barnetts. Both parties are preparing for court in the interim. The text between Michael and Christine, in which Michael acknowledges that Christine struck Natalia, are discovered by the prosecution. This becomes significant proof. Michael tries to broker a deal to avoid incarceration, and then a fresh piece of information alters everything. Natalia's biological mother reveals she gave birth in 2003, not 1989. The episode concludes with both sides facing major issues. While some scenes are dramatic, Good American Family emphasizes the perils of fraudulent claims and the significance of safeguarding vulnerable youngsters. The cast of Good American Family comprises both emerging and experienced actors. Ellen Pompeo plays Christine Barnett, a mother who thinks her adoptive daughter isn't a child at all. Mark Duplass's character, Christine's husband, Michael Barnett, subsequently backs up her assertions. Imogen Faith Reed stars as Natalia Grace in her first significant role, and Dule Hill plays Brandon Drysdale, an investigator searching for the truth. Christina Hendricks portrays Cynthia Mans, who later adopts Natalia, and as per the show, Soraya Blue plays Christine's friend and ally, Valika. Every actor adds something vital to the story, supporting listeners in understanding the many points of view in an extremely unusual circumstance. The ending of The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. The Good American Family left viewers equal parts stunned, skeptical, and emotionally exhausted. After years of confusion, courtroom drama, and media-fueled speculation, the docuseries finally attempted to answer the question that had haunted true crime fans since the beginning. Who is Natalia Grace, and what truly happened between her and the Barnett family? The final moments of the series peel back the curtain not only on Natalia's identity, but on the motivations that may have driven the Barnetts to make the choices they did. It doesn't tie everything into a perfect bow, because really could it? But it does offer closure of the uncomfortable kind. The girl at the center of the storm. Natalia Grace was adopted from Ukraine by Christine and Michael Barnett in 2010. Though they believe she was 6 at the time of the adoption, Christine quickly claimed Natalia was much older than she appeared. The family began to insist that Natalia wasn't a little girl at all, but an adult masquerading as a child with a form of dwarfism. The Barnetts petitioned to have Natalia's age legally changed from 8 to 22, a nearly unheard-of legal move that the court, remarkably, granted. After this, they placed her in a Lafayette, Indiana apartment, paid a few months of rent, and left her to fend for herself. This alone became the linchpin of a national firestorm. Was Natalia Grace a manipulative adult who scammed her way into an American family's home, or was she a vulnerable child cruelly abandoned? In the final episode, the documentary seems to lean toward an answer. After years of legal battles and DNA analysis, the truth of Natalia's age finally began to solidify. While there was no official updated birth certificate issued from Ukraine, new evidence, including dental records and testimony from medical professionals, strongly suggested that Natalia was indeed a child when the Barnetts left her to live alone. Viewers watched as Natalia broke down in tears, not out of fear or guilt, but exhaustion. "They were supposed to be my forever family," she said in a climactic final interview, her voice trembling. "But they treated me like I was the monster." The documentary's tone shifts here, from a lurid, almost gothic mystery into something quieter and more tragic. Natalia wasn't a villain from a horror movie. She was a disabled girl from an orphanage system, handed over to a family who perhaps wanted to do good, but ultimately failed her. The Barnetts unravel. Christine Barnett, in particular, becomes a more complicated figure by the end of the docuseries. Her on-camera behavior, once seen as calculated and confident, begins to appear more desperate, like a woman trying to maintain a narrative that's no longer holding up. While she maintains that she had reason to believe Natalia was dangerous, those claims are increasingly challenged by others in the series, including Natalia's new adoptive family. Michael Barnett, meanwhile, becomes more openly regretful. His testimony during the 2022 trial, where he was acquitted of neglect, revealed the fractures in his relationship with Christine and his own doubts about how they handled Natalia's situation. "I should have done more. I should have stood up," Michael says in one of the final scenes. "I don't know if Natalia will ever forgive me. I don't know if I can forgive myself." It's the most human he appears in the entire series. A new family, a new start. Perhaps the most heartwarming turn in the final episodes is Natalia's adoption by the Manns family. Cynthia and Antoine Manns took Natalia into their home after seeing her story on the news, and what they found wasn't a con artist, but a frightened, sweet, and occasionally mischievous young woman who just wanted to belong. They helped her build a new life, attending school events, shopping for prom dresses, even talking about her dreams of becoming a motivational speaker. "I never stopped believing that I deserved a family," Natalia says in the closing moments, her eyes reflecting both resilience and longing. "Now I finally have one." It's not a perfect ending. Natalia still has physical challenges. Her trauma didn't disappear the day she moved in with the Manns family. But there's hope, and for the first time in years, that hope feels grounded in something real. A nation obsessed and divided. The curious case of Natalia Grace struck a nerve in part because it mirrors larger anxieties about adoption, disability, and how easily narratives can be warped. Viewers were divided from the beginning, Team Natalia or Team Barnett. It felt like a courtroom of public opinion where both sides argued their truth, no matter how much was missing. But the final chapters of the series ask something different. What if the real tragedy was that there shouldn't have been sides at all? Natalia Grace was a child, full stop. She needed care, guidance, and patience. And while the Barnetts' early intentions may have been sincere, the fear they projected onto Natalia, and the media frenzy that followed ultimately did more harm than good. In the show's final voiceover, the narrator quietly says, "There is no monster in this story. Only people, some lost, some scared, some broken, trying to survive." What happens now? As of the final episode, Natalia continues to live with the man's family and has expressed interest in advocating for other children with disabilities. She's working on healing, on reclaiming her voice. There are rumors of a book, maybe even a film, but Natalia's focus seems refreshingly grounded. The Barnetts, on the other hand, are largely out of the public eye. Christine reportedly moves to Michigan. Michael remains in Indiana. The court of law may have absolved them, but the court of public opinion remains divided. Still, the show ends with a powerful reminder. Truth, like people, can be complicated. And sometimes the answers we want most are the ones we're least prepared to hear.